You grow through what you go through. Simone Biles said that on the Netflix documentary about her life. You grow through what you go through. Okay, so I love Simone Biles. I love watching documentaries about sports and historical achievements by people. Love these documentaries. You grow through what you go through. I mean, that is such an excellent quote. And of course, it was all about what she went through at the Tokyo Olympics in 2020. And if we all remember correctly, she broke down the connection between her mind and her body, the communication that allowed her to do these incredible tricks, performances, to be the greatest of all time, just broke down. And I don't know that we've ever seen that before. So sadly, people criticized her. People who were overweight, have never done anything physical in their lives, people who had a microphone and a show and were just tearing this woman apart. I mean, some of the most famous podcasters, broadcasters, sports announcers, they were tearing her apart, thinking that they actually knew what she was going through, thinking that they could even for a second relate to this. How old was she? 20? I mean, ridiculously young. And she knew enough to know that if you can't perform, you can't perform. You could kill yourself. And so that opened up a whole dialogue about mental health and sports. And the background dialogue about what it takes for these select few people who are imbued with incredible natural talents, but that doesn't get you to the Olympics. That doesn't get you to the NFL, the NBA, the NHL, or Major League Baseball. No, a lot of work that goes behind the incredible skills and talents. That's what gets you to the level that Simone Biles got to. And incredibly, there was footage of her just as a little baby kid doing these tricks. You grow through what you go through. So we go through stuff every day, don't we? From things that happen to us personally, individually, that we have kind of brought on ourselves, to external things that happen to us that really we kind of didn't, except that we were there and in the line of fire. And so this happened, and you have to turn lemons into lemonade. You have to take the hand that is dealt you and move forward with it. Do the best you can. Raise yourself to another level. And I just thought this would be a good topic to tackle on World Series Day 1. So I'm wearing my Dodger blue before I get back to we grow through what we go through. I'm wearing my Dodger outfit with even, coordinated jewelry. I would have had earrings that matched this, but I got angry this morning while I was getting dressed and I dropped one of the earrings, and it didn't really permanently break, but I need a jeweler to fix it. So anyway, this is the best I could do. But we have one more layer to this. We've got the Dodger donut. Yes, we have. We have the Dodger donut. So there's this place called Randy's Donuts. Famous in Los Angeles. Randy's Donuts started in Inglewood, which is not that far from my house, but it is a little bit of a trip. And so I just went online to see if there was a Randy's Donuts anywhere else, and there was, Santa Monica. So I go down there because I've seen the Dodger donuts. This is a very heavy Dodger donut. It has Bavarian cream. Now, let me just say something. Out of all the fillings that anybody could have put in a donut, Bavarian cream is my least favorite. Let's see how much they have. But what are you going to do? I mean, beggars can't be choosers, right? Okay, well, there's a lot of cream. Let's just see how it tastes. I rarely go to Randy's, maybe like twice in my life. All right. The icing's good. The donut's good. I mean, I have to eat the cream, right? Pardon me. That was probably not so good to do. All right, so this is cool. So I'm wearing my Dodger blue. We're playing the Yankees today, later today. I'm eating the Dodger donut, but of course, when you go to get pastry, you must get one other thing than the intended thing. This is a churros, cinnamon churros donut, which I'm not going to eat right now. Because why? I'm talking about athletics. And in athletics, you have to eat healthy, you have to think healthy, you have to live healthy. And so back to, you grow through what you learn through what you grow through. You grow through what you go through. Oh my God, I can't believe I completely spaced out. You grow through what you go through. So here's my thing. I've always had a very philosophical view of life. Everybody's born differently. Everybody has different skills and talents. Some people are amazingly gorgeous. Some people are not at all. Some people were born with a beautiful body. Some people weren't. I'm in the latter. Very overweight. My entire life I've been overweight, except in high school. Well, maybe years 1 through 3, I was regular. And then somehow I just started gaining weight. And it's not my mom's fault. She couldn't possibly have fed me enough food to make me as overweight as I was, but I was so overweight that I can't even look at my pictures. Like, I have a brother and a sister, and my mom and dad would take us to do kid pictures. I can't even look at them. I'm so embarrassed at how I looked, which is why I'm so superficial about appearance matters. Now, appearance matters, but everybody's appearance is subjective. For instance, I may be the best I can be today, and that may not be as good as somebody else's the best they can be today, but it's the best I can be, so I'm proud. I'm only doing the best I can. I can't really measure myself against somebody else, so I'm not going to do that. I can appreciate people who are stunning, gorgeous, put together beautifully. I can appreciate all that, but I still have to appreciate me. So what did I learn as I was growing through this body image that I have? I learned how to be confident in other ways. Now, trust me, it took me forever to have any level of confidence. I'm smart, I'm talented, but you still have to really appreciate who you are, objectively understand the skills and talents that you have in order to be confident. And honest to God, I think I act like I'm confident, but inside I'm not. And I expect anybody who's listening to this, maybe quite a few of you feel the same way. People tell you about all these skills, talents you have. They compliment you on the work that you do, how you dress, how you speak, whatever it is, how you cook. A skill and talent I do not have, by the way. No. There's nothing I can learn and grow through. I can't cook. I'm great at ordering out. Yes, I am very particular about, restaurant menus. And if you tell me something is going to be a certain way, I expect it to be. I do speak up now. I don't take bad food laying down. My philosophy of life has always been, we are here to learn. Everybody has a journey and a path. Therefore, anything that happens to us is right if we use it to learn. And that then counters the life isn't fair position that a lot of people take. Well, what's the metric you're using? If life isn't fair, that means you're comparing yourself to somebody else, but you don't know what they're going through internally. You only know the facade. You only know the exterior. But I learned this from being a divorce mediator. You know, people come in and they try and hold it together, and then you never know when they're just going to break down and cry. Or they're kind to one another, they're respectful, and then at the end of the filing, if I meet with them separately, one or both of them, the spouses, will just let loose on what really happened and why they got divorced. And it's very different than anybody thinks. So we carry the facades. We have to have our game face on and present ourselves to the world in a way that we can function. But we all have our journeys. We all have our challenges. We all have our limitations, and we all have our skills and talents. But whatever happens to us, and I have to remind myself of this on a daily basis, it's something for me to learn from and grow from. And if I keep that focus all the time, that this is a learning experience, take a breath. If it's an email that you have to return that has offended you or scared you, if it's somebody you have to have a conversation with that you're not comfortable with, if you have to negotiate with an employer, whatever the issue, if it's something physical that's happened, if you have a disease, if you've just been diagnosed with something that is, oh my God, a game changer in your life, all we have to do is just say, what am I to learn? How am I to grow? Let me approach this in a way that advances me, that fulfills me, that makes me feel like I'm reaching another level of accomplishment. So with Simone Biles, she went home, she felt demoralized, she was scared to death because she didn't know what disconnected her. And a lot of that was, I think, this doctor that was on trial for making sexual advances to the Olympians that he was examining and working on. That was one issue. But who knows how that disconnect happened? Is it fear that you didn't even realize that you were stuffing down? The point was, she had to break it down. She had to start with the basics, and that's what she was talking about. You start with the basics. So in her retraining, she had to start with basic floor exercises, start with basic horse exercises, meaning, you know, the athlete's horse thing. And then the parallel bars, the uneven bars. So she had to start with the basics and then build up to that as if she was just starting out again. And sometimes we have to do that when there are traumatic injuries. You have to start with the basics of walking, the basics of talking, the basics of moving your hand and feeding yourself. If you're in a terrible marriage, you have to start with, what attracted me to this person? How am I to learn from this relationship so that I grow, so that I'm not angry anymore, so that I can use it as a learning lesson, and then so that I don't make this type of choice again? We grow through what we go through. And that is one of the most important things I would like to leave you on our out to lunch time together today. Oh, go Dodgers, please. Go Dodgers.